Hello, I'm Leslie Cooper, Director of the Pretrial Services Agency for the District of Columbia. For me, the most significant issue facing the criminal justice system today, I think, is building and maintaining trust with the communities that we're designed to serve. In some ways, trust, or probably lack thereof, has always been an issue, particularly within communities of color. But over the last several years, we've seen this distrust manifest itself in really palpable ways that underscore the true divide between our system and the very communities that we are entrusted to serve. I think that at every stage of the criminal justice system, we need to examine ourselves, our practices, our procedures, and at times even our personnel to determine where improvements can be made and where opportunities exist to partner with our communities to maintain and, quite frankly, where it may be necessary, begin building trust. When the very people that we're called to serve don't see equity and fairness in our service, our work is literally being done in vain. We have to figure out how to tap into our communities in a meaningful way and to create a safe space for collectively reimagining our approach to justice issues. Within my organization, the Pretrial Services Agency here in the nation's capital, we've undertaken a significant step in this direction. We utilize an independently developed and scientifically validated risk assessment to assess the risk of our population's likelihood of failure to appear in court and rearrest during the pendency of each case. So to ensure this tool's continued validity over time, on a recurring basis, we subject it to external reviews, and that process is called revalidation. So understanding the very real concerns about disparate impacts of the use of such tools on communities of color, during the last revalidation, which took place in 2018, I requested a specific analysis of racial bias within our tool. Now, fortunately for us, the analysis showed that our tool contains minimal bias in any regard, and where bias is present, it is distributed evenly across all racial groups that are subjected to our tool. So we'd like to see more of that self-examination across the system, because I really think that lack of trust is really the most significant issue that we'll confront today and over the next several years. In the early part of my career, I was responsible for administering a program that provided substance abuse disorder treatment services to men and women supervised by our criminal justice system here in the District of Columbia. So during that time, I was fairly early on the job. I met a man who was deep in the throes of his addiction and who had been struggling for a number of years battling the disease. He was charismatic, he was intelligent, and he was clearly very quick-witted. But like so many others, he was trapped by his addiction. I put him into various forms of treatment, I think upwards of 15 times. And each time resulted in a heartbreaking relapse. The final time, however, he completed his continuum of care and seemed to have turned the corner. No new arrests, and still sober. So with every update, I was renewed in my encouragement that when addiction is a driver of criminal behavior, treating that addiction can lead to recovery from both the disease and the lifestyle of criminality that can sometimes accompany it. So fast forward to this past December 2022, my family and I celebrated with this remarkable man on the occasion of his 19th year of sobriety. So in my career, I think I'm most proud of the fact that I've gone from an intern doing this work while in college to now serving as the first ever African-American director of the Pretrial Services Agency for the District of Columbia, an independent federal government agency. being at the helm of this agency as an African American female, at a time when this organization is comprised of a workforce that is 86% African American and other members of the global majority, and 61% female, is mind-blowing to me in the best way possible. I think our agency's composition gives us a heightened level of cultural competency to work effectively with our population, which is similarly about 80% African American. During my appointment process, the significance of me being selected was not lost on me. I think being the first of anything comes with a certain weight, and I try to remain mindful of that every day, of what my appointment means for so many, in my own family, in my community, in my broader community that we serve. And I try to honor that understanding by showing up here each day, ready to give all that I have to give to this organization, to our workforce, to the population we serve, and ultimately to the community that relies on us to achieve our mission.